Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Sami here. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto has the storm release Chakra, part 7. Hope you'll enjoy this video. So before we start, please subscribe to our channel, and like this video. So let's get into the video. Naruto Uzumaki vs Neji Hyuga. Sasuke Uchiha vs Scar. Temari vs Shikamaru Nar. Samui vs Shino. These will be the matches for the first round of the finals, and those who win the first round will move on to the second round, where you will fight those who have not fought yet. Hate spoke through his coughs. Neji, I feel so sorry for you. Tenten said, looking at her teammate in sadness. He merely scoffed, and walked off talking about how he was destined to win no matter what. Don't worry about it, my youthful student, he will learn the hard way. Her energetic sensei spoke, walking up to her. I know Guy sensei. It was nice knowing him. Tenten, you don't think Naruto will kill him, do you? Guy spoke with wide eyes at the potential loss of one of his students. To a comrade nonetheless. Maybe if Hinata asks him not to, but still Naruto does not take kindly to someone deliberately hurting someone close to him. One time at the orphanage, some kid hit me because he said I look like a fat panda. I told Naruto, and he went and beat him up so bad he was sent to the Hokage office. Tenten said all this with a faraway gaze in her eyes, that remembering Naruto was always protecting her. I had tears in his eyes when hearing this story. Such youthful actions. Naruto-kun's flames were always an inferno. Tenten only sweat dropped at how her sensei took things to the heart. Yujito took her team, and they left the arena chatting about what they will do for the exams. Samui, I want you to be careful in your fight with the Uzumaki. Yujito said, looking at her student who had a thoughtful expression on her face. Samui earthed to Samu. Huh? Samui said, coming out of her daze. Why are you so spaced out? That normally isn't like you. Kari said next to her teammate. I was just thinking about something. Samui said in her monotone voice. Thinking about how to make those huge breasts smaller. Omoi said, only to be hit in the head by Kari and Yujito, who had angry faces. Shut your mouth, you perv. See what I mean? It's always hitting me. That Naruto guy was right. Omoi spoke from the ground, rubbing his head. Speaking of him, that kid is crazy strong. He beat the Hokage in a duel like it was nothing. Kari said in amazement at remembering how good he was in his sword style. Not to mention how he completely outperformed you in your battle. Kari smirked at her teammate at the last part. Yay, he had me beat the whole time. I could tell he was holding back on me, and he still beat me effortlessly. Omoi said, getting back up and walking alongside his team to their hotel. You at least got that last strike on him. Kari said, trying to help her friend out. Look at me. I have bandages all over my body, I am walking with a limp. All I did was cut him twice, and he was fighting like it was nothing. Omoi said, pointing out the facts from his battle. Yes, you are correct, I could also see how he was holding back on you, if the display with the fox was anything to go by. Samui spoke up. What was with that fox anyway? It had more chakra than all of us combined. Kari said, getting angry that an animal had more chakra than her. You're not kidding, it's chakra that feels similar to your Yujito sensei. Omoi said, and then froze in his tracks. Sensei, you don't think that was the Nine Tails? He couldn't believe he was in the presence of the strongest tailed beast. Yes, it was the Nine Tails, and it was facing its host. Yujito spoke, walking into their hotel room. Holy shit. Is that why he was so strong? Kari said, finally realizing why he was so strong. No, Mitabi said he only used his power during the whole fight. Then what was with his fox-like eyes? Samui spoke, laying down on her bed. He must have been so angry that he only let the chakra change his eyes. That means he has good control over the Nine Tails chakra to only let it get into his eyes, and not his whole body. Yujito spoke to her students. Do you think you can beat him, sensei? The question came from Samui, who was eyeing her sensei with calculative blue orbs she called eyes. She stayed silent for a moment, thinking the question over for herself. I don't know. I would have to see him fight more. All I know about him now is that he is a master with the blade, and at least one tail of Nine Tails chakra, Yujito said, taking a seat to rest her feet and mind. For now, Samui, we will train you for the finals since only you made it. She eyes her other two students, who look away with blushes. We will spar, and I will use Matatabi's chakra, so you can know how Jinchuriki fights. Got it. Samui replies. And you two will also get more practice in. You guys were obliterated by your opponents. Yujito said sternly to her students. Sorry. They both say, and drop their heads. The Uzumaki compound. Papa, are you sure I can't come? Rukia said on Naruto's bed with a sad face. Naruto sits next to her, and she climbs in his lap, hugging him. Come on now, honey, I told you it's dangerous, and I don't want anything to happen to you. Naruto said, wrapping his arms around her. But I am strong. I can even make weapons out of my bloodline now. Rukia declared, making an ice sword. Naruto smiles proudly at this. Well, if you are so strong, I guess I can leave you in charge of the compound while I am gone. Naruto spoke in a teasing tone. She brightened up at that. Really, you are going to have me protect everyone? She jumps to her feet in excitement. Yup, my little captain. Those words sparked something inside of the young girl. words she had no idea nor meaning of. I vow Rukia Uzumaki to keep this promise. Me, and so no SHIRAYUKI sleeve white snow, make this promise to you, father. When she finished this, a bright light came from her stomach, and the whole room was coated in a strange pressure that weighed down on Naruto. He pushed it off with his own strong chakra. Rukia was on the ground panting heavily with something laying on the ground. Naruto, looking down at his daughter, picked her up and laid her on the bed. Rukia-chan, what did you do? Naruto said worriedly. It was that. She pointed to the sword on the ground. Naruto goes to pick it up, but ice spikes come out and stab his hands when he grabs the handle. It's just like the 7 swords of the mist. This blade must only be able to be wielded by its owner. Naruto thought to himself. He goes to pick it up again, but uses a different approach. Once he grabs the blade, the same thing happens, but he doesn't let go. Instead, he pumps his chakra into the blade. Obey me. The simple 2 words were said with so much power and will that the blade retracted the spikes and gave off a humming sound, like it was in a comfortable situation and did not just get dominated. So if you can overpower the blade, it will allow you to wield it, but I imagine it will be stronger in the hands for who it was meant for. He examined the blade to get a good look at it. The normal katana has a rectangular tsuba with a vaguely flame-like pattern on the long sides and a curved line on the short sides. Inward curved corners come with curved slits above and below the blade. A reddish-brown handle with little strings on the handle. Rukia-chan, why did this blade come from your stomach? He said, asking his daughter, who got up and took the blade from her father. It is not some blade. Her name is So no Shirayuki. Rukia said, rubbing the hilt, making the blade hum. She can talk? Naruto asked, confused. Yes, and she says you should be more careful when you assert yourself on her like you did. She almost became bonded to you. Rukia said, and gave a glare towards her father. Sorry, sweetie. He put his hands up. Holy shit, my daughter just got a talking sword that has her ice powers and an all-new power source. Thinking, he only smiled at how strong his little girl would become. She says she is what's called a Zanpakuto and will train me in her arts. Rukia said with her ear to the blade. Naruto's sweat dropped at seeing her do that. The door opened, and Kin, dressed in a maid outfit along with a healthy blush on her face, came in. Naruto-sama, I have packed all of your food for your trip to your homeland. She said with a smile on her face. Okay, thank you, Kin-chan, and by the way, you look absolutely gorgeous in that outfit. Winking at the girl, making her blush, and walking away. The two then leave his room. Rukia went to show everyone her and get some training in. Naruto went to check in on Karen because he hasn't seen her since he left her here. He can see her putting clothes up in her closet after she had gone back shopping with Kin and Tsunami. Well, look at what we have here. Naruto spoke from her doorway. She jumped and threw a kunai, but he caught it and tossed it back to her. You know it is not nice to throw sharp objects at the person who saved you. The blonde spoke, smirking at the sheepish deed. Sorry about that, you just snuck up on me. She replied with a little blush on her face. You know, for a censor you often get snuck up on a lot. He replied in an amused tone, much to her annoyance. What do you want, bro, or are you here to annoy me? Karen said with a twitching eyebrow. He chuckles a bit. A little bit of both. I will be leaving later tonight, so I won't be around until the finals. But well, I hope you have a nice trip and be safe. Karen said from inside a closet. He then left her room to tell everyone that he will be leaving tonight. The whole Uzumaki family all spent the rest of the day together, laughing and having fun to wish him goodbye. Later that night. For the last time, Ino-chan, I have everything. Naruto said, sighing, making everyone laugh at how Ino was acting like some overprotective mother. Come on, Ino-chan, I think Naruto-kun can handle himself. Haku said, trying to help out her boyfriend. Thank you, Haku-chan. He gave her a kiss, as a reward, one that she liked. Plus I have Kasumi-chan to heal me if things get really bad. Naruto spoke, patting his stomach because she was inside the seal for the ride. Okay, Naruto-kun, we will miss you. Kurenai said, giving him a hug and a kiss, followed by Anko, Ino, and Tsunami. After a few more goodbyes and hugs, he flashed to the office where the old man was reading his porn. I will be leaving for Yuzu now, Gramps. Oh, Naruto-kun, just be careful and look out for potential threats on your trip. The old man said, trying to save face in front of Naruto and the hidden. Oh, Kitty-chan, can I get a goodbye hug again? Naruto spoke, looking up, knowing Yugao was up there watching him. She dropped from the ceiling and walked to him. Hands to yourself this time. She spoke in a stern tone. He smirked and brought her into a hug that she returned. He whispered in her ear. I just can't keep my hands off you. You are just so damn sexy, I have a hard time controlling myself. Naruto spoke husky in her ear, rubbing his hands up and down her well-toned body, making her blush under her mask. Maybe when you get back I can let you feel even more of me, she said in the same tone, making him smirk. He removed her mask, showing her red cheeks and red lips. Moving their heads closer, they begin to make out in the middle of the office. They battle with their tongues, and the sound of their lips is all that is heard. Moving his hands onto the bottom of her pants, getting a nice feel of her fur mass, making her moan into the kiss. Four thuds sound out in the room, and they stop their heated make-out session to see them, and 3 others pass out with nosebleeds. Well, I guess we gave them a show to remember, didn't we? Smacking her ass, getting a pleasure feels yelp from the captain. Yes, we did, Naruto-kun. Yuga spoke, blushing at doing that in front of her and her squad. I will see you when I get back, and maybe we can do this again. One last kiss, and he jumps out the window, leaving a hot and bothered captain. Naruto lands on top of the village gate and goes through hand signs for summoning. Out of the smoke cloud came a huge 6-winged bird that was all black with a blue tint to it and black beak. Hello Naruto-sama, it is nice to meet you. My name is Arizona, and I am a transportation type thunderbird. The bird said, bowing its head. Nice to meet you, buddy. I just want you to take me towards the village of whirlpools. Naruto said, get on the bird's back. Yes, the great village of the Uzumakis. Arizona said in a nostalgic tone of voice. He then flaps his giant wings and takes off to the night sky, not noticing the women with navy blue hair who followed them. Once the two make it a great distance, Naruto starts to chat with the bird, just asking him questions about his species and what they normally like to do. He found out they really love bird baths and heated water. Naruto also practiced more on his chakra control and training. All of a sudden, a barrage of what looks like crystal shuriken. A barrel roll from Arizona, and he avoids all of them. The fuck, I know crystal wasn't on the forecast. Naruto said, standing up in Arizona. Naruto-sama, I can see a woman from below. I am pretty sure she is the one to blame for all of this. Naruto uses some of Kasumi's chakra in his eyes to make his vision better, in turn making his eyes red with slits. The woman looks up and sees red slitted eyes gazing at her with such intensity, it makes her a little nervous, because no one looks at her like that. That is actually pretty terrifying, but my lord gave me a mission and told me some of his skills, so I have this in the bag. The woman is trying to give herself some confidence. Okay, I will rain down attacks from atop of you for a bit. And I will send you home. I'll call someone else so you won't have to come out again. Naruto said, rubbing Arizona's head. Okay, master. And I am not a dog, don't rub my head. He smacks Naruto's hand off with one of his wings. Lighting style falling. A shower of blue sand sparkling with electricity falls from the sky in large quantities, causing the girl on the ground to dodge, but she gets little cuts that shock her enough for more to hit her. Crystal dome. She shouts, and is protected by a pink dome, causing the sandman to bounce off. Oh, I see, bloodline versus bloodline is it? Well, you won't beat me. Naruto goes through hand signs, and his hands spark. Storm release dancing circuit. From his hands laser-like beams shot, and zoom towards the dome, hitting it with heavy force, leaving little cracks, and chipping the dome. Inside the dome, the woman is struggling to hold it up while taking heavy fire. Should I need to wait for him to stop firing, and then make a quick move to get him down? She says, gritting her teeth. The force stops, and she peeks through one of the holes in the dome, and can't see him in the air. Where the hell is he? She can hear a flapping sound, and sees his cape coming down, and then she hears a sizzling sound, and immediately recognizes it. Boom. An explosion rocks the area where her dome was. A dust cloud picks up, blocking the aftermath of the attack. Naruto comes from behind a tree in nothing but his long-sleeved black shirt, along with black pants and sandals. That was not enough to get her. He quickly jumps away from his spot because it was bombarded with crystal weapons. Well, it seems Shining Beauty survived. Naruto spoke to the panting blue-haired woman who had burns on her clothes and face. Shut up, you bastard. What is your name, and why are you trying to kill me? He asked, but already had an idea of who sent her after him. My name is Gurn, and I was sent by Lord Orochimaru to come kill you. Naruto noticed the hesitant way she called him Lord, and filed it away for later. So the snake pedo sent you. You do know I made his snake ass run away in the forest of death, right? Naruto spoke, crossing his arms. She widens her eyes, because she was not told about that fact. Having second thoughts, because she knew she was not strong enough to beat him. Liar, I will kill you just like the others who I have faced. Gurren spoke, going through hand signs. Crystal-style crystal dragon. A pink dragon appeared from behind her, and let a roar out, charging at Naruto, who only smirked. Storm-style raging dragon. Naruto shouts, and a dragon bigger than what she created came into existence, letting out a roar that echoed through the night, and charged toward the crystal dragon. They struggle for a little bit, but Naruto adds more chakra into his dragon, and it overpowers hers, rushing towards her. Crystal wall. She quickly goes through hand signs, and a massive crystal wall raise, in order to block his attack. The attack collides with her wall, and she is blown back by the force, because her wall couldn't block the full attack. Naruto puts up one hand sign, and he comes to life. Wind-style wind torpedo. He aims towards Gurren, and she is hit right in the stomach with the full might of the, and it launches her through trees. I am not done with you yet. Naruto goes through more hand signs, water-style explosive water shockwave. The attack collides with the recovering Gurren, who was not ready for his next move. After the attack, he can see Gurren on the ground coughing up water and bruising up. He rushes her to engage in hand-to-hand. He hits her in the face, but instead of flinching away from the hit, his fist is enveloped in crystals. His feet follow, and then he is blasted with crystal shuriken in the back. Turning his head he can see Gurren coming out with a smirk, but is still bleeding and soaked. Well, not so hard now, are you? Gurren says, grinning at the blonde who is in pain from the weapons in his back. You were a strong opponent and the toughest I have fought, but this is goodbye for you. She rams a crystal sword into his heart. For what it is worth, I am sorry I didn't want to do this or work for him, but with this stupid curse seal I have no choice. Gurren says with a sad look. Don't worry about it, Hatai, just survive this next attack, and I will help you out. Naruto spoke, grinning at her. Despite the situation, she got a little blush on her face. What attack are you dying from? Gurren spoke, getting under control. The Naruto who was trapped puffed into smoke, and she looked blankly until she heard his voice again. Storm released Zeus's wrath. The storm clouds part, and a man made of lighting can be seen peeking through. He drops his hand, and faster than Gurren can react, she is struck by a barrage of high-powered blasts of lightning. Damn, I think that was too much. I didn't want to kill her. Naruto said, and went over to the smoking crater caused by his attack. The forest then starts to catch fire from his last attack. He quickly puts it out with some water. Hey, are you alive? He asked the smoking body. Putting his fingers on her neck he can feel a weak heartbeat. Okay, she is barely alive. She must have been experimented on by Snake Pedo and caused her body to be more enhanced. Naruto spoke, picking her up and summoning a Thunderbird. This one was forest green with a white head and yellow beak. Hello Naruto-sama, my name is Lina. The six-winged bird spoke. Hello there Lina, I need you to bring me and my passenger to Yuzu please. Naruto said, putting Gurren on the bird's back while he climbed on and held her. Okay, shall I go as fast as I can or at a moderate pace? She said, getting in the air. A moderate pace, I am going to take a nap. Good night Lina. He rubbed her head and laid his head down and went to sleep. Not seeing the happy smile on Lina's beak from getting a head rub. Sometime later Gurren starts to wake up from the beating she received from Naruto. She looks around and can see she is in the air moving. She looks over and almost passes out from what she sees. Gurren is flying through the air hundreds of feet in the sky. Falling back on her back she can see Naruto sleeping like nothing is wrong. How can he sleep in a situation like this? She pokes him to see if there is any reaction. Now is my chance to kill him. But he let me live and is even bringing me wherever he is going. Gurren gazes at his sleeping face and sees his whisker marks. She feels like she must touch them. So she does, and Naruto lightly purrs. Kawaii. She had to resist the urge to glomp him and pet his face. Naruto cracks an eye open and can see Gurren looking at him with a small blush. If you take a picture it will last longer. He smirks and she turns her head. Why did you let me live? Gurren asks quietly. Well, you said you were being forced, so I won't hold this against you. Naruto said, sitting up. But I tried to kill you. She says, looking at him with anger. So you are not the first and won't be the last. He spoke with a wave of his hand like it doesn't matter. Plus I can remove that curse mark for you if you want. Naruto asked with a knowing look. She turned to look at him with wide eyes and a disbelieving look on her face. You are not joking, are you? Gurren asked with hope at being free of this stupid curse. You bet I can. I am an Uzumaki after all. He puffed his chest out in pride at his family name and talent. He looks at Lina and can see what looks like Iwa Ninja. Why are Iwa Ninjas in the land of fire? Gurren also looks down and can see what looks like a mini outpost. She sees multiple tents with Iwa and sound ninjas. Oh no. The two words are a sign of dread for anyone who hears them. What is it? Those are sound ninjas of Orochimaru's village, and it seems as if he was able to convince Inoki to attack the leaf with him. Gurren spoke with wide eyes. I will go down and see what they have in store. Naruto said, and jumped off his summon, leaving Gurren. Floating to the ground he lands outside the post and lowers his chakra and hides his presence so as not to be found. Making his way into the place, moving from the shadows, and quite leaping, he can see what looks like the tent of the leader. It doesn't seem like there are too many people here. They must have just set this thing up. Naruto spoke, looking around at all the tents and people walking around that numbered at least 20 ninja from sound, while Iwa had 10. Okay, let's see what we can find. He makes his way towards the largest tent where he can hear silent chatter. Okay, so we have 5 ninja in here, and it sounds like they are talking about plans to knock down our village. He thinks from the outside, using his chakra in his ears to enhance his hearing. All the ninja make their way outside of the village and go separate ways. Okay, we will be here to help attack during the finals. If only we had our damn Jinchuriki, we could easily crush that pathetic village. What looks like the leader of the Iwa ninja shakes hands with the sound ninja. Wow, so they don't have their Jinchuriki. This is good. If I can find them, then I will be able to recruit them to my plans. He can't help but smirk at his line of thinking. Let's get in there and see what they have planned for us. He slips into the tent from the cut he made on the back of it. Walking to the table he can see the plans laid out and how it is just what Kin told about the plan. Well, it seems that Iwa was going to sneak in through the hidden passages. No doubt Orochimaru told them about that. I will take these and send them to the old man, but first let's destroy this bitch. Going back outside, he floats up into the air gathering chakra, alerting everyone to his presence. Wine tornado. A massive tornado forms from the sky and makes its way to the ground, too slow for Naruto and too fast for the Iwa and sound ninjas. Let's light things up a bit. He put his hand into the air and thunder sounds followed by the roar of a beast. Kirin, a dragon made of red lightning, forms because he used some of Kasumi chakra for this attack. Be gone. He waves his hand down and a red flash and everyone is struck by a red dragon and rampaging tornado. The explosion that followed can be felt for miles away and Gurren and Lina look on with wide eyes. What the hell, he just destroyed a whole outpost like it was nothing. She can't believe he was holding this kind of power back from their fight. That's our summoner for you. Lina speaks with pride. Naruto then flies up to them and lands on Lina. Did you enjoy the show? Smirking at the gob expression she has. Wow. Was all Gurren could get out after what she just saw. Just let me send these documents to the old man and we can get moving to our destination. Naruto goes through hand signs for summoning and a small thunderbird pops out of the smoke. I need you to take this to the... It is of great importance. Naruto speaks to the bird who gives him a salute and shoots off. Tower. The bird can be seen outside the window of the Hokage knocking on the glass. That looks like the bird from the Naruto-kun contract. Opening the window, he lets the bird inside and it flies to his desk. What can I do for you? I have a message from Naruto-sama and he said it is of great importance. The bird then drops the scroll off its back and gives it to the Hokage. He reads it and his eyes widen at what he sees. Anu. Go get all the members of the Shinobi Council and tell them it is an emergency meeting. He walks off to prepare himself. I will send a copy of this to Jiraiya as well. Naruto and Gurren were now flying over the seas with Lina as their way of transportation. The sight was like a painting taking life with the way it seemed they were flying over the rising sun. Gurren could not help but take a look at how Naruto's blonde hair blew in the wind with his sparkling blue eyes that could show a gentle breeze and then a storm like no other. Her cheeks turn red after staring too long. Naruto-sama is coming up on the island now. Lina says, gaining Naruto's attention. Okay, thank you Lina, you can dispel when we land. Naruto says, rubbing her head again, making her smile. They close in and can see that the place is in ruins. Buildings destroyed, ninja weapons and headbands all over the place. Naruto can see skeletons of dead people, even children's skeletons. Upon seeing this, he can only picture Rukia and Inari. This could be them laying at his feet during the invasion that is to come. Never. He says under his breath, gaining the attention of Gurren. Kasumi inside the seal can feel his anger and is getting worried because his anger is turning into hate for those who destroyed his home. Naruto-kun, you have to calm down. Kasumi yells to him from inside the seal. Never will I let this happen. He explodes with power and a massive amount of killing intent floods the island, making Gurren fall to her knees and Kasumi to shiver. He floats into the air being surrounded by lighting. The ocean waves become violent and begin to make their way towards shore. The whole island begins to shake from all the power Naruto is releasing. Yes, that's the way to do it. Dark Naruto speaks from inside his mind. All I feel is pain, all I feel is rage. Naruto thinks to himself from inside the seal he was pulled into. Don't fight it, but don't let it consume you either. You need this pain in order to grow from it. Do not let anyone else feel such pain, especially our little girl. Dark Naruto speaks with a surprisingly loving tone in remembering her. So in all that hate you can feel love as well. Naruto speaks, smiling at his other half. Don't tell anyone. Just come on and be one with me. Dark Naruto says, pulling Naruto into a hug that he returns in kind. Your secret is safe with me. He responded by returning the hug to his darker half. Back outside, the seal Gurren can be seen on the ground looking up at Naruto, who was still in the sky, releasing an enormous amount of power. What is going on with him? She asks herself, trying to get to her feet, but unable to. Kasumi is waiting to see what will happen because she had seen Dark Naruto come out. Another redhead was also worried, but no one could see that she was worried. Oh son, I hope you overcome this, she says and disappears. Naruto then lets go of the hug and can no longer see his dark half anymore. So I guess it worked out in the end. Kasumi only smiles and runs to him to give him a hug. Oh, I knew you could do it, Naruto-kun. Was there ever anything to worry about? Naruto says, catching her in the hug. Now you can train using all of my chakra. Okay, but first I need to stop doing what I am doing outside or I will drown the island and kill Gurren. The Aisha passed out. Right now the waves are getting really close. Well, come on, we have training to do. Naruto disappears from the seal followed by Kasumi. Outside the seal, Naruto floats back down to the ground followed by Kasumi. Wow, it seems I was really pissed off. Naruto trails off looking at everything. I will fix this up before I leave. Naruto speaks to himself. I found the crystal girl. Kasumi speaks up pointing at the downed women. Alright, let's get her and find a place to rest for the month and get to training. Naruto says, picking her up and walking off. Some time passes and they find a place to rest which is inside the Uzukichi Tower. Naruto can be seen sitting down with his legs crossed, focused on controlling his chakra. Okay Naruto-kun, you are doing great, but now comes the hard part. We need to fight for my power. She said the last part, smirking. Naruto only grinned, because he had a feeling something like this would happen. Have I not already tamed you, Kasumi-chan? Naruto said, smirking at the blushing orange-haired fox. Kasumi covered her face with her tails to hide the massive blush on her face. Shut up, idiot, just focus on taking my chakra. Kasumi said, going into the seal, getting ready for the fight to come. Naruto also appeared in the seal. They were already in a clearing ready to fight. Kasumi went into her nine tails form, towering over the grinning blonde. I really need something for fighting bigger opponents. Naruto smirked because he had just got an amazing idea. Storm released three-headed storm. A giant three-headed dragon formed under the smiling blonde. Its body was made of water, and coated by a thick layer of lighting and wind. Each head had a respective element. Wind, water, and lighting. Well, what do you think of this? I shall name you Arashi. The giant dragon let out a roar that lifted up the trees, and blew massive winds. Wow, he just pulled that out of his ass. Kasumi thought to herself as seeing the dragon matching her size. Well, come on, let's dance, Naruto yelled, grinning like a madman on top of Arashi. They charged towards each other. Kasumi with a mini-tailed beast bomb in her mouth, and the three heads with an attack forming. They blast the attack towards each other, and they cause a shockwave, shooting them away from each other, destroying everything that was in range of the attack. Kasumi launches some of her tails around the beast's body to hold it in place. She goes for a claw swing to take its head off. Naruto seeing this shots a blast of water into her eye. It won't be that easy. Water-style surfing waves. A strong jet of condensed water shoots from his mouth, chopping her tails off, causing her to yell out in pain. You're lucky to grow back. Kasumi yells at Naruto. I am sorry I can't hear you over the sass whooping you are getting right now. She gets a tick mark. So you want to play like that? She then forms a tailed beast bomb. Tailed beast bomb barrage. She lets out a volley of blasts towards Naruto. Shit, we got to move. Arashi takes to the sky with its massive wings, letting out a blast of its own on her. Alright, let's send some heavy fire. Naruto then makes 100 shadow clones, and they all go through hand signs. Kirin. They all shout with their hands extended towards the sky, and 100 lighting dragons come from the sky. Kasumi wraps her tails around herself to guard from the massive attack. Holy shit, he is going all out, I just hope he doesn't. Her thoughts are cut off again when she hears the sound of the she was hoping he wouldn't use. Gather June down. Naruto speaks calmly with his hand raised to the sky. A massive storm cloud forms in the air and begins to circle around. Lighting can be seen flashing in the cloud, letting out sounds that echo all around the mindscape. Burn, who is outside, can feel the power that is coming from Naruto's body and wonders what he is doing. Full. Naruto says, and then a bright flash comes from the clouds and strikes down, hitting Kasumi. Full. With the last chant, he can see Kasumi laid out in her fox form with smoke coming off her body, and the whole area destroyed once again, leaving them to float in a white void once again. I win. Placing his hand on her tail, he begins to take the chakra, and purges the hate coming from her chakra. Well, it seems you didn't need my help after all. The angelic voice comes from behind Naruto, who turns around. What he sees makes him go wide-eyed. A woman with the brightest red hair he has ever seen, royal purple eyes that give off the warmth only a mother could give. Mom? Naruto asked, forgetting the chakra he was taking. Yes honey, it's me. Now give your mother a hug. Opening her arms for him. He instantly goes into the embrace of his loving mother, who has a couple of tears in her eyes, at finally being able to hold her son. I've wanted to meet you for so long now, Mom. Naruto said, resting his head on her shoulder. Me too, son. They pull away to get a good look at each other. Mom, you are so beautiful. Naruto said, hugging his mother again, giving her kisses all over her face, making her giggle and blush. Thank you, son. Kushina said to her son, who was only smiling at her with love. How are you here anyways, Mom? Wait, did Dad seal some of your chakra inside of the seal to speak to me? Naruto said, imagining a bench for them to sit on. Right on the money. During our final moment he did just that. I was supposed to help you control Kasumi's chakra, but it seems you already had that under control. Kushina said with pride at how strong her son was. He only laughed at that. Yay, but if you were in here. Did you see everything I have done? He said to her with a knowing look. Kushina looked back at him in confusion for a second until she got what he was implying. Her face turned as red as her hair. Asachi, I did see everything, but I tried not to watch. Kushina said, looking away from her son. Mom, you're a pervert. Naruto started to laugh until he was hit on his head by his mother. Don't laugh at your mother, young man. Kushina said with red cheeks and yelling in his face. Naruto only grabbed her cheeks and pulled them. Mom, you look like a tomato when your face gets all red. Don't call me that. She runs after him with a frying pan, and her hair split into 9 tails. Despite running for his life, Naruto couldn't help but laugh. Kushina was also smiling at her son. Dad, you lucky bastard, Mom is so hot. Naruto thinks to himself with the tears going down his face. You know mom, you are pretty hot when you look like that. Naruto said, knowing this would calm her down. She stopped in her tracks and blushed. And Naruto-kan, don't say such things, she said, turning around to hide her blush. But I can't help it, just look at you, Naruto said, coming up from behind her, pulling her to his chest, making the mother blush at feeling her son's well-muscled body pressed against her back. She could also feel something large poking at her back door. Son, I am married, and I love your father, Kushina said, trying to fight off the thoughts she was now getting inside her head. I love Dad too. Just think of this as a birthday gift, plus he doesn't have to know about this, Naruto said with his hands on his mother's rear end, giving it a pinch. Come on, just one round, Naruto said, blowing in her ear. Fine, just this once. Don't tell anyone either, she says, turning around to her son with red cheeks. That was all Naruto needed to hear before he imagined a bed and enjoyed his new gift. 1 hour later, the mother and son can now be found laying on the bed in each other's arms, enjoying the afterglow of what they had just done. Well, I guess dreams do come true after all. Naruto laughed out loud with his mother on his chest. Make sure you keep this dream to yourself, mister, Kushina said, trying to give him a stern glare, but it failed due to the blush on her face. Before I forget, allow me to show you how to unlock the chakra chains of the Uzumaki. It is mainly seen in the women of the clan, but I believe you can do it, Naruto-kun. She then makes a scroll and gives it to Naruto. Keep it safe for me, will you? I will, Naruto said, hugging his mom. Kushina started to disappear, and they both knew what that meant. A sad gaze from his mother, and he knew what was going to happen. Don't worry, son, I will be looking over you with your father. Just remember I love you, and give me more grandkids along with the cutie Rukia-chan, Kushina said, giving him a motherly kiss on his forehead. I love you too, mom. He just laid there in bed for a while, lost in his thoughts, until someone else got into his bed. Come on, Naruto-kun, we have training to do, Kasumi spoke, pulling Naruto into her chest. Okay, Kasumi-chan. I am sorry for kicking your ass. He finished the last part with a smirk, which got him a bite to his ear from Kasumi. Don't go getting a big head. I can't help it right now. I just beat the queen of and accomplished a dream of mine, Naruto said, grinning. You are so weird. But that's why you love me. Giving a kiss to his vixen. Let's just go, idiot, the blushing fox said, leaving the mindscape. Now let's test out this new chakra mode, shall we? He finishes, turning into a golden blur. 1 month later. It was the day of the exams finals, and everyone couldn't be more excited. The hidden leaf was rumbling with laughs and cheers of the people in the stadium, ready to witness the fights of the new generation of ninja. Bets can be seen being made at the entrance. The woman of the red light district had shirts with Naruto's smirking face on it. At the Uzumaki compound, Tsunami and Haku can be seen getting the 3 kids ready to leave. Ranmaru was wearing a kimono similar to that of the Hyuga. Rukia can be seen wearing a black and white shihakusho similar to what her father wears around the house, except hers is black and not red. She had her zanpakuto on her waist ready to be drawn at a moment's notice. Inari can be seen wearing a white shirt with the Uzumaki swirl on the back and blue jean shorts. Tsunami is also wearing a simple navy blue t-shirt that brought out the beauty in her hair. Her shirt also had a red Uzumaki swirl located on the back, a black long skirt that stopped above her ankles, and black slip-ons. Haku had on her Mist Hunter Nin gear, but the mask now had a Uzumaki swirl on it instead of the mini waves. Okay, everyone ready to see our clan head kick ass, Karen spoke, walking from her room, only to be hit upside the head by the local mother Tsunami. Language, young lady, Tsunami said, giving the glasses wearing red-headed mother's glare that said don't disobey. Yes, ma'am, Karen spoke with her head down, gaining laughs and chuckles from the kids and even Haku. Okay, let us get going. The mothers from the red light said they saved us a section. Tsunami chirped, walking to the door followed by everyone. I will protect us with all my strength. Rukia spoke in a monotone voice which she tried to develop for battle. Rukia-chan, you don't have to be in battle mode around your family. No need to have that straight face all the time, Tsunami said, pulling Rukia into a hug, making the girls smile. I know, but I must practice, in order to be completely unreadable in battle. It's what big sis Haku said I must do, Rukia said, grabbing Haku's hand and walking outside. We will be your bodyguards for the day, Lady Uzumaki, Rukia said, doing a mocking bow. This causes everyone to let out a chuckle. The family then makes their way to the stadium, passing all of the busy streets filled with people who came to see the new talent show off. Not noticing the ninjas on high alert, ready for the battle to come. Arena Stadium. All the young genin who were lined up ready to fight all had confident expressions on their faces. Some were, and one looked like he would rather be anywhere else. Ino-chan, have you seen Naruto Nai-san? Tenten said, standing next to her friend. Ino shakes her head at her friend's question. No, I haven't seen the master since he left after giving me a scroll for training. Ino then puts on a smile. I am sure he will show up. Most likely make some flashy entrance that stuns the whole crowd. They both share a laugh at knowing he will do just that. Okay everyone except for Niji Hyuga and Naruto Uzumaki, please go wait in the stands. The new proctor spoke, chewing in his mouth. Hokage booth. Hello, Hokage Dono. Reikage said, coming in with his 2 bodyguards Dari and Yujito. Hello Reikage Dono, I hope your trip was easy enough for you. Hiruzen said, getting up and shaking his hand. Easy enough, this place has a really nice breeze. Yes, we get that from a lot of travelers. Hiruzen said, sharing a laugh with the man. Hello Reikage Dono and Hokage Dono. The Kazuki spoke, walking up with his 2 bodyguards. Jiraiya eyes the Sans leader for a second longer along with the bear. I am ready for the matches to come to Hokage Dono. The Reikage spoke eagerly. Yes, so am I, and it seems like they will start soon. Arena floor. He didn't show, because he already knew his fate. Niji said in a cocky tone, making Genma give him a bored look. Naruto Uzumaki, please make your way to the floor. Cheers sound out when they hear his name be called. Everyone stops what they are doing when they see the clouds begin to gather, and the sound of thunder can be heard along with the familiar flashes of lightning. Everyone begins to cheer because all of the Leaf residents know who is about to make his entrance. Everyone can see the shadow of something flying in the sky. The clouds part, and the boss summon of the Thunderbird contract can be seen descending through the clouds, with one Naruto Uzumaki on its back. Thank you Hiro, make sure to have everyone ready for what is soon to come. Hiro nods at him, and gives a wink. Knock him dead, and we will be ready. She then puffs away, leaving Naruto floating in the air, with a smirk that gives all his allies confidence, while it makes the hidden enemies a bit nervous. It was like he was grinning directly at them, like he knew what was about to happen. Naruto-sama, we love you. The shout came from the women of the Red Light District. Naruto had helped all the women by upgrading the buildings they worked in, and taking them all shopping, as thanks for helping him when he was little. He smirks at all of them. I can't hear you. Naruto puts his hand to his ear. We love you. They shout again, all with smiles on their faces. I love you, as well. He says, sending them a charming smile makes them all have hearts in their eyes. The crowd chants his name, making him smile at getting the adoration he always wanted. Do you see this, Mom and Dad? I have gained their respect, and now they are chanting my name. Naruto speaks, looking to the sky, and can swear he sees his parents smiling down at him. He floats down to Niji, who is scowling. You hear me? Naruto says, gesturing to the crowd who can't get enough of him. It doesn't matter, you are destined to lose. Niji spoke, getting into his clan's stance. Give me a second before we start. Naruto then body flickers to the Hokage booth. Hey old man, I want to tell you something. Naruto then whispers into the old man's ear, making his eyes widen. Naruto, how did you do? Are you sure that's what you want? Hiruzen says with a shocked face. Naruto only smirks, and does something that almost gives him a heart attack. He drops a 3-pronged kunai in a way, so that everyone in the booth can see it. Oops, silly me, I dropped my kunai. Naruto says, picking up the weapon, leaves everyone in the booth shocked and speechless. Okay, I am ready to kick your ass. Naruto spoke, appearing back in the arena. He stood straight up, just looking at Niji. Are you going to get in a stance? Niji asked. Just get on with it already. I am going to show off a bit. My family is watching, you know. Begin. Thanks for watching my video. Leave a like if you enjoyed my video, and also do consider subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. See you next time, till then, sayonara.